We have played up against Ayr United as Kilmarnock in an Ayrshire derby 20 times in our managerial career. We've won 18 of those games. Please let this be win number 19 for our last ever Ayrshire derby here as Kilmarnock manager. Let's get into it. Yes, hello, welcome into 11 Sports, here for the Killie boys on Football Manager 21. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button for more daily Football Manager content. And if you missed the last episode, go and have a look at it. It was a pretty good one. There was some goals in it. There was some good results, some bad results. You're best just going to go and have a look at it. As you can see in front of me today, I'm looking at our past history, our past results, previous results against Ayr United. And we've done fairly well as Kilmarnock fans. I say 20 games we've played. We lost a game against them in the Premiership all the way back in January 2023. We've drawn with them in the Premiership in January 2028. But apart from that, we've won every other game. So it appears we dropped points against them when we play them in January. Thankfully, we are in April, so we shouldn't drop any points against them today. So far this season, we've beat them 2-0 and 5-0, not 6-0. 6-0 was a few seasons ago. 2-0 and 5-0. So something along those lines would be very much appreciated today. The Scottish Premiership table is like this. We are currently 8 points ahead of Rangers with 6 games to go, so 18 points available and an 8-point head start. You'd imagine the title is probably ours unless we have some type of collapse, but there's always a chance that that collapse does occur. So we need the win today to continue on with our good form, our good streak, whatever you want to go with. You can see the goals stat in front of you there. Boba has 21, Fabricio Fuentes has 17. We're leading the way with both of those players in there. And that's not bad, seeing as Boba hasn't really played for us recently, because you remember from the last episode, he got himself injured, but he is fit again today and he will start. After that 2-1 loss to Juventus, we did play against Hearts in the league. No Boba in this one, he was still injured, but Andre Silva did score a hat-trick, a goal for Ozar as well, and Pedraita. I must say, I'm going to show you that Pedraita goal, because it was one of the strangest goals I've ever seen. So it was a fantastic goal from the edge of the area. Demal finds Pedraita, who hits it from the edge of the box. It bounces off the bar and rolls back over the line. A very good goal, a very interesting goal indeed. So yes, that was a very interesting goal from Pedraita in that 5-0 win. And we then followed up with a 3-1 win over Hamilton. 2 goals for Demal and 1 for Fabricio Fuentes in that. We play Ayr in our last game today before the post-season split. The championship group happening. And we also play our Scottish Cup semi-final against St Mirren's, who we've drawn in the semi-final. The other semi-final is Dundee United versus Rangers. So you imagine it might be us versus Rangers in the Scottish Cup final should we progress. And it's something we'd like to do. We still have the chance of a domestic treble to finish our tenure here at Kilmarnock. And that would be a very good way to sign off as Kilmarnock manager. So here is the team that we're going to go with today. Garcia starts in goal, Perez and Anderson at the back, Sika at right back, Carrasco on the left, Vlalic alongside Stacey and Pedraita in midfield, Fabricio Fuentes on the right, Demal on the left, and Boba comes back in up front. Hopefully lots of goals today. Let's get into it. Our last derby day as Killie manager. Hopefully it gets off to a good start. Fuentes drives in and just gives the ball to the Ayr United goalkeeper here, who launches it long but headed back by Anderson. Demal with it, finds Carrasco. And can we advance down this left-hand side? He does. He takes on his man. He goes past him. Will he swing this ball? And he gets past him again, back to Stacey. He'll put the ball into the box. You hope he does. It's somehow going to Boba. And he scored his 33rd goal of the season. Welcome back. 2 minutes into his return from injury, and Boba scores a goal. What a calamitous defending from Ayr here. Carrasco gets past his man, finds Stacey, who plays it into the middle. The defender slides, it bounces off the goalkeeper, and Boba just collects the rebound. And we're up 1-0 after 2 minutes. Corner kick taken by Boba here into the front post. Perez heads in, it's just off the top of the bar. Boba scores goals and provides goals, we know that. And nearly provided an assist for another one there. Throw in from the left with Carrasco again. And while we switch the play, we find Vlalic over to Perez, and he can surely come forward with it. Finds Pedraita, who finds Sika. and finds Fuentes. And Fuentes drives forward down this right-hand side. Can he swing the ball in, or will he cut it back? He gets to the byline, comes outfield, finds Boba. Fuentes back to Demau and Stacey, who hits and is deflected out for a corner kick. That was a bit of a mess, to be honest, but we still have a chance from this corner. Boba will swing it into the back post. It's headed away by Ayr United, and McLennan comes away with the ball now. Perhaps there's going to be a chance for Ayr. No, a good recovery challenge from Perez. And we're still at 1-0. Ayr United are yet to have a shot. And that's just the way we would like to keep it. Vlalic finds Pedroita here. Another highlight coming from our left-hand side. It's forward toward Boba. Will he hit it? Oh, what a finish from Boba. How is his finishing only a 9? He's a much better finisher than that. It just goes to show you, sometimes stats don't actually mean everything in Football Manager. Especially when it comes to finishing. Maybe some other stats are useful for him scoring goals as well. Pedrita with a beautiful through ball. Boba gets in the end of it, shoots across the keeper into the bottom corner, and he's got 2, and we've got 2. Throw in deep in Ayer's own half here. They come away with the ball. Mitchell plays it forward down the line, and Roger gets it, but Stacey intercepts the pass and finds Fuentes, who drives into space here. Challenged by Stevenson, and McLennan tries to clear it, but Perez heads it back only as far as Onyango though, and Johnson plays it to Booth and gets it back, and the keeper's got it now, and he better not mess it up. He doesn't. He finds Booth. Nice slow build up here from Ayr. If they can keep a hold of the ball, then they could have maybe done something, but they're just giving the ball straight back to us, and Stacey's got it now, switches it to Fuentes, finds Pedroita, back to Fuentes, switches the play toward Demau, in toward Boba, but it's headed away, and we recycle the play. Pedrita into Demau, Boba, and what a way. What a way to welcome yourself back into the Kilmarnock first team with a hat-trick and an Ayrshire derby within the first 35 minutes of the game. Fuentes heads it back to Vlalic. Stacey, Pedrita, Demau, and Boba thrashes that in with his left foot to score his 3rd of the game inside the first 35 minutes, and we're up 3-0 here, and we've got another chance to put even more goals past Ayr. Sika with it on the right hand side, drives toward the box, cuts it back. Boba nearly gets his 4th, but doesn't quite get the shot away. And we've reached half time, and the score is 3-0, and Boba's got 3 of them, and we're going to take off Boba because we don't want him getting injured like he did the last time we played him when he didn't have to play. That was very disappointing indeed. So half time substitution, off comes Boba. We're up 3-0. Boba scored the 3. He doesn't need to do anything else. We've also brought on Isaac and Abraham Fuentes in the midfield, but there's not actually been a highlight in this second half. Maybe I didn't quite realise how important Boba was for us. Fabricio Fuentes swings it in though, and Silva, who came on for Boba, just heads wide. Rangers are winning their game, which means the gap stays at 8 points at the top of the table, but there's only 15 points available, so it looks like it should be our title. But a nice 3-0 win against Ayr. There are 3 goals early on in the game for Boba. Makes it a comfortable victory in our last ever Ayrshire derby here. 21 times we've played them, and we've won 19. That's a pretty decent record. So you can see the top 6 is ourselves, Rangers, Celtic, Hearts, Hibs and Motherwell, which means that that will be the 5 teams that we play in our post-split fixtures. And the split fixtures surely should happen about now. If I scroll down to the bottom, they haven't happened yet, but I'll be back when they have happened. I just had to wait 5 extra minutes, it would appear, in the day, and then the fixtures were made. So there we go. You can see down the bottom we play Hibs in our first post-split fixture, then Motherwell, Rangers, Hearts, and we finish the season at home to Celtic. Hopefully that game won't mean anything when we get to that stage. Fingers crossed we'll have won the league by that point, but you never know. And looking at the way that the Premiership's going, if both ourselves and Rangers win the first 2 games of the post-split fixtures, then we could win the title at Ibrox on that 3rd to last game. We'll see though if that is the case. Let's not worry about that just now though. We are going to play St Mirren in the Scottish Cup semi-final, and we need to win that one to keep our hopes of a domestic treble alive. So there we go. Rangers and Dundee United played on the Saturday. We play on the Sunday. And Rangers have won that game 2-1, which means if we beat St Mirren, we do play Rangers in the Scottish Cup final. Right, so here we are back for the game up against St Mirren in the Scottish Cup semi-final. It's the same team as last time. Garcia and goal, Perez and Anderson at the back. Sika, Carrasco either side of them. Vlalic with Stacey and Pedrita either side of him. Fuentes on the right. Demau on the left. And Boba, after his First half hat-trick in the last game, gets to play up front again. Surprise, surprise. 35 goals so far this season. 24 for Fabricio Fuentes. Two talisman-like players. That's almost the way you should say it. Talismatic? Is that right? No idea. Two pretty decent players for us anyway. Let's get into this semi-final. Free kick early on. St Mirren swing it in and they go up 1. No. Oh, I've said it for so long that they were... Oh, it's disallowed. I had my head in my hand, so I didn't notice it being disallowed. But yes, it's been disallowed. But they have for so long been our bogey team that I was not going to be surprised had we went down 1-0. But thankfully, that goal was disallowed. But they do have the ball again. Stegerer there over towards Gabadebo. Some of these names are hard to say. Demal heads it on, but Martin intercepts it for St Mirren, and Ewan plays it forward toward Radford, but Anderson wins it, and Fuentes heads it forward toward Boba, who takes it down. It's 1-on-8 at the moment, so he'll do pretty well to get past all them. He does. He doesn't quite score though. And Zich in the goal. I think we'll go Zich in the goal. Makes the save. And we're nearly at half time here. There's really not been a lot of highlights in this first half. That ball was thrown by Maitland to absolutely nobody, so Carrasco gets it. And Stacey's got it now. And Pedrita, we're just coming on to half-time. Can we go up 1-0? Fuentes drives infield and hits it, and it's wide of the goal. And here at Hampden for the semi-final of the Scottish Cup, it's going to be 0-0 at half-time. A fairly boring first half. Apparently there's been 12 shots from us. We have not got to see many of them. I think we got to see that last one there and maybe one before. And that was it. So clearly they've not been that good of shots. So hopefully we can improve in this second half. I must say, we've started the second half not particularly well. 15 minutes, no highlights going on. The team's not playing great in a lot of positions, but Boba does have a free kick here. He swings to the back post and Zich holds on to it. There's 25 minutes to go, and hopefully this isn't a breakaway chance for St Mirren. He'll take his time, kicks it long. It's won by Pedrita though. Stacey gets it. Finds Demal. Through to Boba. Can he finish? He can indeed, and it's not going to be disallowed for offside. He's got his first of the game. His 36th goal of this season. And we're up 1-0 here with 25 minutes to go in this Scottish Cup semi-final. The ball was played long, but it was won by Pedrita, who found Stacey, played it back to Demal, and a first-time ball through to Boba. Took a touch. Nice, cool, calm, collected, slots it in at the near post. And we're up 1-0 here. And time is really ticking down here. There's not been a lot of highlights in this match at all. St Mirren have only had one shot so far in the game, and this could be their second. And what are the chances they score a goal with their second shot of the game? The ball's played through to Radford, and Garcia tips onto his post. Thankfully not. 2 minutes to go. We're holding on to this 1-0 victory. I've not made a change yet because I didn't feel I had to, and indeed I did not. It was a very boring 1-0 victory in the end up against St Mirren. But you know what? We'll take it. Boring, I can deal with. Getting us to a final. We will play Rangers in the final of the Scottish Cup, which will be our chance to get a domestic treble if we don't throw away the league campaign in the next 5 games. A lovely performance in the end. I mean, we totally dominated. We just didn't have the goals that we perhaps should have. But we win that game 1-0, I say, and we play Rangers in the Scottish Cup final at the end of this season. So what I'll do is I'll play through the Hibs game because we definitely can't win the league during that game week, but we could during the game week against Motherwell. So we'll come back for the game against Motherwell, and if we need to, it'll be Rangers, and if we need to, it'll also have Hearts in it, and if we need to, it'll also have Celtic. We will find out if we win the league in the next episode. Starting with the game against Motherwell, and we'll play for as long as it needs to be. Whether we win the league in that game against Motherwell, whether it's again the game against Rangers, game against Hearts, game against Celtic, maybe we won't win it at all, who knows, but you'll find out in the next episode of the Killie Boys, which you'll find out should we get back-to-back league titles, and can we finish our tenure as Commandant Manager as the league champions. And also, in the episode after that, we'll be playing Rangers in the Scottish Cup final. There's a chance, I've said this all along, we could have a domestic treble. Let's see if we can do it. And we'll be back for that game against Motherwell to start off our kind of countdown toward the league championship victory, if we can do it. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like on the video. It really does help out the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. This series is coming to an end very soon, but we've got some new stuff starting up, so we want to be around for that. And until the next one, where we play against Motherwell, we'll see you then.